Hello, 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 beautiful people. Desiree here. I'm your host for tonight. We are going into training two of Heal the Witch Wound 5-day training. This is a priestess challenge and training. Just so privileged and honored and pleased by the amount of support and empowerment that is happening here in our group. I know we already feel like we never want it to end. It's so beautiful to see this sisterhood blooming. And I've got a candle here. I've already begun my ritual here. I want to do a little smudge for us as everybody's coming in. Welcoming you to say hello. Hello, Alicia and Sarah Reynolds, welcoming you. You can let me know where you're coming in from tonight. That would be amazing. I know we're a global sisterhood here. I would love to know where you're coming in from. If you're comfortable in putting that in, that would be amazing. And we'll do a little smudge here. If you don't know what a smudge is, it's just a way to create this sacred space. It's a beautiful ritual and it's a cleansing and purification ritual. So we're setting the stage here. We're beginning with a clearing so that we come from a neutral place. We're letting go of everything that happened today or this evening, depending on where you're coming in from, what time it is, what time zone you're in. Anything that needs to be let go of in this moment, we want to release that. So you're coming back to your authentic essence, the spirit of yourself, your feminine essence, and you're releasing that which doesn't serve. And if you brought anyone in with you energetically, I welcome you to have them outside. Sometimes if we're thinking about somebody or we've really been supporting somebody in our life, they kind of are a little attached to us with a cord, like an umbilical cord energetically. So just in this moment, take a moment, just notice if you're present to anybody else's energy and go ahead and, if it's possible, bring their energy outside. If they're sitting there right with you, it might be hard. But I welcome you just to take this time for yourself and to clear your energy in this moment. That's why we're doing a little smudge. Maybe you're going to do that for yourself as well. And we'll keep our candle going the whole time tonight. We're going to be going into a training and then also a deep transformative process at the end, and I'll leave a little bit more time so we can go a little deeper. I'm kind of pacing us so we just touch into these processes, these energy healings, and deepen into it as we go. And tomorrow night is the full moon in Aquarius. So excited. I love the full moon time because our psychic powers are amplified. And of course, it's a beautiful time within that lunar cycle to release and let go of what no longer serves. And when we do it in a high vibe group of over, hundreds and hundreds of women, it really amplifies the prayers. And I really appreciate the prayers that you've been putting in. There is a thread, there is a post asking you what prayers for your own life you want to be amplified. I definitely welcome you to put them in there, find that post and really declare it so that the energy of this high vibe sisterhood is supporting you in the best possible future scenario. So here we're working to close the doors on the past and course correct to our best possible future, our best possible future. Tonight, we're going to be discovering ways to rebirth our gifts, to kind of tune back into ourselves, our heart, our soul's mission, and to amplify and enhance the courage within us, to find the courage to maybe take a step, a next bold step. We talked about that yesterday, taking the next bold step towards that which you're meant to do and feeling into that. Maybe no one's ever asked you that before. What do you want to do? What's your soul song? What does your heart want to sing or shout out loud, or what would set you free? How does your heart want to set you free? And maybe no one's asked you that, or you're busy with kids or work and you don't even have time to listen to your own heart. So I so appreciate you for being here so that you are tending to yourself. You're actually taking this time for yourself and for all the women here by showing up to share your presence. Hey, Hannah. Hannah saying, I am so ready. Yes, I love that. Just checking our comments. Hey, so nice to see you. And Jennifer's here. I'm here from the PNW point of Washington State, 5 minutes from the Canadian border. Woo! You're close. You're close to me. I love it. It's beautiful to see where everyone's from. Sarah's here from Joliet. Joliet, am I saying that right, Sarah? You're going to have to tell me. Illinois, USA. That's amazing. I love it. All the way across. Beautiful. Everyone's saying hello. Jen's also talking about her full moon. Oh, I love that. Oh, that reminds me, Jen. Thanks for saying that. I picked a card just right before, quickly, feeling into the energy of the group. And this is the one I got, which is about offering. So it's number 10. It's a major arcana from this Witch's Wisdom Oracle deck. Hey, everybody. And just checking our comments. St. John, New Brunswick. Hey, Amanda. Welcome, Canadian gal, goddess. So, offering, because we're going into ancestral healing over the coming days, especially tomorrow evening, I think this offering to the ancestors is really important. Does anybody here do this already, maybe on your altar or in some way? Let me know how you give an offering if that's part of your practice. Maybe this is new to you, and that's great too. So here we have, you can see a spirit or an ancestor in the background, and there's this beautiful tree. There's a feather on it. There's other things on there too. And then we can see he's pouring what looks like maybe milk or water, and it's going down into the earth, and it's spreading out. You can see all these lines, almost like a spider web spreading out into the forest. That's really beautiful. So it's that ripple effect that the offerings can have. And I welcome you to make an offering specifically to the ancestors and really honor them and just take that moment of reverence. Maybe it's simply a cup of water, or it's a little bit of food, or it's a beautiful flower or stone or feather, anything that has a little bit of meaning to you or you're called towards without even being able to explain it, and that's perfectly fine. You don't have to explain it. We're moving more into our intuitive sensibilities and intellect, as opposed to trying to figure everything out from the intellect, which is so tiring. Sarah's saying, we have an ancestor altar specifically. That's amazing. And we give them water or booze often, or light candles. I love it. Um, I set up my altar before. I like to kind of do just have a little moment at my altar before I come on here with you. And that's exactly what I did, Sarah. I put a chalice of water and also a chalice of alcohol. And I just literally grabbed whatever I could find, which ended up being just a little bit of triple sec. So I'm sure the ancestors are going to appreciate that. So it's a feeling of just, we're in this all together. And even though they've crossed over to the other side, that we're still in this together, and we honor it. And we also allow for their support. How many people here are good at receiving? Let's do the 1 to 10. So 10 is super good, 1 is not so good at receiving. How many people here are really good at receiving? You're going to put somewhere around a 10 probably, or maybe you're not, you're more of a giver, like you overgive or you give too much, and then you're going to be on the lower number scale. Go ahead and put a number into the chat for me so I know where you're at with the receiving piece. How good are you at receiving? How good are you at receiving, or how willing are you? How open are you? How practiced? How masterful are you at receiving? And we want to get our numbers up there, and I want to start that off today because I want you to be the chalice, to be the receptacle for powerful divine energies that absolutely want to come in and support you. Checking our numbers. Yeah, we've got a few low numbers, and that's great. That's great that you have that awareness, because it means we have somewhere to go. You can even check again at the end tonight and see if that's improved. So everybody go ahead, just rub your hands together if possible. Hopefully you're not driving right now. Rub your hands together, and let's do a very simple gratitude practice together right away. So we get the energies of gratitude and open-heartedness flowing, and I want you to practice receiving as well as giving the gratitude. So hands to heart center, everybody, and let your heart just really push towards your hands, nice and bright. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale, maybe even making a sound, a little sigh, just letting go, arriving. Breathing in, we did a little smudge earlier as well, clearing the space, beginning to set the space. Good, and inhale and exhale. And I want you to list to yourself 5 things you're grateful for in this moment. 5 things. Go ahead, take the time, take as much time as you need. Might be really easy, or it might be a little challenging today for some reason. So take the time you need. And let's do 5 bows together. So you're going to bow over, and I want you to bring to mind the first thing. I'm grateful for clean water to drink from the tap. Whatever your thing is. Second thing, I'm grateful for, you could say it out loud or in your head, beautiful women to come together with, like minded sisters to open up to being receiving more. And third time over, and then do 2 more times in your own time, your own tempo, breathing and honoring and bringing in that gratitude and appreciation. Beautiful. When you're done, bring your hands down and then go ahead and just bring your arms up. You're going to inhale and then exhale, flip your palms over, kind of a Tai Chi or Qigong move. And I want you to imagine you're that beautiful tree and you're going to bring earth energy up into your body. And then you're going to release out anything that doesn't serve you with just this tiny little bit of movement. It's reinforcing through gesture, the energy, the feeling, the intention. And the intention again is earth energy up to ground, and then earth energy down, but also with any energy within you that doesn't serve you, energetic blocks, programmings, untruths, other people's energy. It doesn't just have to be negative energy, it's just any energies at all that aren't going to serve you for our next hour together. And then go ahead and reach up to the sky. Inhale and bring universal energy down, universal or source energy, oneness, or the God of your understanding. So you're going to reach up to the heavens and bring that energy down. And then as your arms go up, you're throwing up to the heavens that which does not serve. And then you have new source, oneness, universal energies down. Good. One more time, my friends. Throw up to the universe all your worries, all your cares, and just believe or even pretend that they will be taken care of for you, that the universe has your back, is supporting you, guiding you, loving you every step of the way. And then hands to heart, one hand on top of the other. Just breathing and a feeling of tending to your own heart for a moment, feeling down to the heart chakra, and then breathing with that awareness, feeling the warmth of your own hands, feeling of self empowerment, self sufficiency, self love, a belief in yourself, a belief that you're capable, that at the core of you is kindness and goodness, that your heart is good and your heart longs to heal any wounds, any barricades that are ready to come down, any scars from past hurts that are ready to just dissolve away. Have the opportunity to do that together tonight and over the coming days and even beyond our time together, weeks, months, healing the heart, listening to the heart, feeling the heart, allowing an expression of self and a communication with soul. Good. Hands can come down when you're ready, or you might want to keep them a little longer. Beautiful. Nice deep breath. Wonderful. Nice. You can feel how the energy can shift. There's a softness, and there's over 50 of us here right now. We're doing this together. So we're doing it at exactly the same time. We're having the same intention, the same soft self reverence, the honoring of the ancestors as well. And let's take a moment to call in the ancestors, and the loving ones, and even going 7 generations back or more. Just have that intention that you're calling in your loving ancestors 7 generations back or more, and welcome them in as if they could come in the door and they might see that offering and they would come in and feel very welcome. They might sit down on the couch, they might stand next to you, they might be in another room, but we're welcoming them in here. So, all our guides, all our ancestors are kind of like they're all at the party with us. And there's a comfortability there. Everyone's relaxed and easy. And there's just a feeling of joy that can come with that, a joy and appreciation because they know you so well. You are part of them. You share the same DNA. And with our DNA, I want to invite that any part of our DNA that's been latent, that's ready to wake up and be activated, that can begin to occur, that the nourishment, the energy coming from this experience together can reactivate your DNA so that you can become the woman that you want to be. And maybe you're already her, which is amazing, but there's always new twists and turns to navigate in life, and maybe you just want more skills and tools and abilities, or you want to evolve faster and more elegantly. You want to learn in ways that don't involve the big bumps in the road, because we can learn elegantly, and we can kind of make this pact with the universe that the learnings will come in ways that are elegant, that aren't difficult or cause harm to us or involve this kind of feeling like we're being punished. We can actually just open to receive the learnings in a way in which we feel that we are blessed in every moment of the day. I am blessed. I am blessed because you are love. You're not separate. That is the oneness. That is the I am. I am love. And so we welcome that it can be easy, that growth actually can be easy. It can be fun. And yes, there will be obstacles, but we get to flow and dance with them like a river flowing around rocks that appear. The river doesn't back up and say, no, not another rock. The river is going to keep flowing and just actually flow around the rocks. And there's a symbiotic quality between the rocks and the water that it's not unexpected. It's actually expected that that's going to happen. And that's the way we want to face our obstacles and learnings as well. So inviting in the grace, I invite more grace into my life. Beautiful. So nice, everybody. I can see some people checking in with their accountability partners. That's fabulous. How many people have an accountability partner? Go ahead and drop a Y into the comments, meaning you found a new friend here in this group and you've been connecting either on Facebook or in another way, and you're checking in on each other. And it's a way to connect with like-minded women, but also make sure she's here and make sure she remembers to come here. You can be working on your workbooks together. You can check in around that too. Ask each other what you put in your workbook if you're comfortable. Seeing lots of yes. And if you still need one, there's still time. There's a thread up in the announcements area, and it says right at the top, accountability partners, and you can scroll through and see who still needs one, or you can just put in there that you do need one. Just announce it. It's a way of practicing being bold and open, right? It's kind of like putting ourselves out there. I want us to be taking these comfortable steps, like a little bit of discomfort, but not like a crazy amount of discomfort. These kind of baby steps, we can say, right? So Roz needs one as well. Cheryl needs one. Roz and Cheryl, do you guys want to go together? You could hook up, you could connect. Why not? That seems kind of synchronistic, right? That you're just both popping in there. Awesome. So tomorrow night, my friends, we will be on Zoom. We will be on Zoom. You don't have to have the app unless you're on your mobile device. If you're on a computer, you're just going to be clicking on the link and you'll get the password. You might need the password, you might not. And so we'll invite you in there starting at 5 again, 5 till 6:30. And I invite you to have your video on. This is your turn. You get to be visible. You get to practice being visible, even if it's a little bit uncomfortable, right? And there's no judgment. You don't have to wear anything specific. You don't have to even clean your house. Don't worry about any of that. The most important thing is that you just get to be yourself and be comfortable and enjoy a sacred space. And we'll be moving just like we did a little bit just now. We'll be doing some movements. We'll have lots of music. We'll do some chanting. We'll be dancing beneath a full moon in Aquarius. We're harnessing these astrological energies and just really having fun too. I think having fun is really important. We can work hard and we can have fun at the same time. So I'm going to just click around for a moment, So let's just go over just briefly what we did yesterday. How many people were here yesterday? Give me a magical emoticon or a Y into the comments, but I always love magical emoticons. So you can look for a little unicorn or star or anything you want. Who was here yesterday? I want to see how our attendance is here. If you're able to show up 2 days in a row, I think that's incredible. I know how busy everybody is and can be challenging to do that. So I so appreciate you. Week at a glance, my friends. So yesterday we did your hidden magic. And today we're into rebirthing your gifts. Tomorrow we're on Zoom. You can see my little calendar here. Saturday, 5 o'clock, always the same time. Easy to remember, Pacific Standard Time. I know lots of people have been asking about time zones. And the best way is simply Google it. Google it. I know sometimes it's so easy we forget, but there's a lot of time converters that you can find. And this little poster here is for tomorrow night. So we're inviting other women to come in tomorrow night as well from the Secret Garden Society. So I want to get as many women in there as possible. There could be over 500 people in there. We'll see. That's how many people are signed up. So we want to get that consciousness level up, the energy up, so that we can really use that to manifest, right? And then on Sunday is our final session. I really encourage you to come to the final session because we're doing some important energetics to really complete our time together, to complete the ritual. And we'll do a powerful ritual using our imagination and intuition around bringing energy to your goal and then sending it into reality. So it really helps with a quicker manifestation. And let's go over here, recap yesterday, just in case you weren't here, you want to review. We talked about the feminine way, not the masculine way, not the muggle way, but this feminine way that we are embracing, renewing, remembering, and stepping up to the plate to really embody so that more and more people do this. And the men are doing this too, it's not just women. Power of community. We're feeling that power of community. Here we are tonight. And the witch wound is terror, betrayal, subservience. Did anyone have any like emotions running through today? Any feelings or any synchronicities? It's also the full moon. So the full moon brings things up, bubbles things up from the unconscious to the surface so you can kind of take care of them. So just go ahead and let me know in the comments if you're noticing any specific thing coming up for you, like an emotion, like it could be anger, or it could even be like an old story that's coming back, like something you experienced maybe 20 years ago. And then for some reason, it's coming up again. You thought you dealt with it, but now it's here again. And you're thinking, gee, I thought I let that go, but I guess I'm still working on that one. And that's so great. We want to get excited about that because it's a huge opportunity to shift and clear it. Today, earlier, I was out on the beach. I live in Vancouver and it's kind of similar to California, that coastline with beautiful water. We just don't have big waves. We're kind of more in a bay, kind of like this, what's that called? Inlet area. And I was out there dancing with a bunch of women. So something I love to do is to get dancers together to do our kind of witchy kind of dance, I call it. So we went way out. The tide was way out. We walked, found a sandbar and set up. And we did all water themed movements, really as a ceremony to support all those who are suffering from the fires that are happening. There's a lot of wildfires here in British Columbia, Canada. So we brought in the water goddess through our movements, through our breathing, and through just supporting one another, and then also just dedicating it to everyone who's been impacted. And when we looked kind of over to the other side, there's these beautiful mountains, and there's actually a mountain that's shaped like a goddess. It's so cool. She's like lying on her back, the goddess, and the mountain is her form. And there's all these clouds really around her head and her belly. And we all just had that awareness, like we kind of all noticed it at the same time, as if the goddess was there and she herself was conjuring up the clouds. So I thought that was really beautiful. And I do feel that, in that time I was dancing with the other women, I was also letting go in that container of feelings of subservience. Other times in my life, when I gave my power away, when I let other people control me, But really, I have to take accountability for that because I made the decisions to be there. So I was noticing like this kind of anger that I let other people do that. And then also through the movements, like a kind of forgiving myself. Like I was doing the best I could at the time. And now I'm in a place where I really honor and respect myself. And I'm actually just so grateful. It makes me really grateful to have that level of self respect now. So, definitely for me, been noticing that the subservience piece rolling through. And I'm grateful for that as well because I do want to heal that. I want to feel I can just be fully on my own 2 feet, be in my power, and notice anytime I'm giving my power away. I'm just checking our comments. Yeah, because we don't want to give our power away. It never feels good in the end. Somebody here is saying, yesterday I up in extremely emotional state, cried all day, and things kept going wrong. And worst of all, I lost my brand new ring. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Okay, well, we are sending you lots of healing, my friend, to find your ring and to just really release those tears, and to know that the tears are actually really helpful because it's a form of release and it actually signals the body to create hormones that are beneficial. So it is beneficial, and it is, a lot of this work we're doing is going to bring things up, and I appreciate your vulnerability and welcoming in the healing that wants to come in for you. Thank you so much for sharing that. I really appreciate that. Ah, yes. And just checking our other comments. Anyone, if does anyone else want to share? Um, Someone's saying, "My hey, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, my boss said that there's something about me that calls attention, and he keeps asking me if there's something that I can do to make me less attractive." Interesting. Why the heck would you do that? That well, he's just gonna have to deal with it. You're an amazing goddess. Hello. You are who you are. You're not changing that. That's for sure, right? We are who we are and we love who we are. And other people sometimes are threatened by that or they're afraid. And that's part of the witch wound too, right? People have been afraid of us, specifically men, but it's not just men, of course. So the other thing we touched on was patterns of perfectionism, imposter syndrome, and inner saboteur. So we're clearing all of this. We're clearing any guilt associated with these things, like the feeling of like, I'm not good enough. I'm scared to really show myself. I'm scared people are going to find out I'm faking it. Or I keep like shooting myself in the foot in the way that's saying, right? Because I'm recreating these patterns of guilt in my life. And when you recreate patterns of guilt in your life, guess what? You don't have to be your best self. You don't have to rise to your potential. You don't have to be your most fabulous self because it's taking so much energy. You're not even thinking about that. You're just like trying to get through the day, trying to survive. You're not thinking about your potential. So that's actually a way to distract yourself, right? So we want to clear that. Just let yourself feel peaceful, be liberated, and know that the universe is guiding you, that it's okay to let go of those patterns because guess what? The universe will be right there with you. Those ancestors are right there. We all want you to succeed and it's happening. So the only person getting in your way is yourself. Okay, I love this quote. I'm sure you've seen this one before. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. I think this could be beautiful to have on your vision board. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. So the more chances you take, the more calculated risks you take, then the more expansion you're going to have, the more evolution you're going to have. If you just let the ego kind of control you, then there's no growth. You're not taking chances and you're not engaging with the world. We have to be out there. We have to engage with the world, whether that means just going for a walk or whether that means trying something new or signing up for a new kind of course like you're here now. It's incredible because you're engaging, you're learning, and we're lifelong learners here. Beautiful. So, my friends, so let's go through this because this brings beautiful awareness. So, how would you rate each area of your life 1 to 10, with 10 being the most fulfilled? So, I want us to get into a greater state of fulfillment here. So, let's go through this together. Number one, relationship and sexual. And go ahead and put it into the comments. Go ahead and put it into the comments. So, how fulfilled are you? And 10 is like out of the park, totally fulfilled in relationship and sexual. Go ahead and put your number because I want to see where we're at. Nice. Awesome. Got a 7 so far. 15. Hello. That is amazing. I love it. That's so awesome. Love it. 3. Yeah. Yeah. We're all going to have different numbers. So, and it's been a tough year, right? It's been a tough year, and it may have created some difficulties in connecting with other people. And so here we are, we're kind of at the threshold of stepping out again, right? Things are opening up again. Uh, there, people are feeling more safe and being out and about. So we want to get this number up. Okay, let's go to another area. Friends and family. How fulfilled are you? Let's go ahead and put a new number in. And someone's saying it's their wedding anniversary. Marianne, Monday is my 30th wedding anniversary. Yeah, congratulations, sister. That's amazing. That is incredible. So, friends and family, how fulfilled are we here? So, how connected are you? How's your relationships with all your siblings? This is a tricky one, right? There's lots of karma involved in this one. Yeah, friends and family, 10. Sarah saying 9. Michelle, 5. Okay, love it. Beautiful. Okay. Christine, hey, sister, 7. Donna, 2. Tomorrow's your 33rd anniversary. What? Synchronicity. That's so awesome. Congratulations. Kelly's a 6. Ursula's a 7. Hey, that's awesome. Natasha, 9. Love it. Jen, it's our anniversary on Tuesday. Lots of anniversaries. I guess this is a popular time to get married, right? In the summer. So that makes sense. I love it. Okay, next one. Okay, I want to see this one. I'm very curious about this because I know this can be worrisome for a lot of people. It's definitely been one of my blocks that I've worked through. And I know you can get to the other side. I definitely have, and I know you can too. So, how fulfilled are you with your finances? To me, that you can put your number in as well. To me, the definition of wealth is actually financially free. Financially free, meaning you're not worried about your bills. You're not worried about, when you go grocery shopping, you're not tallying it in your head, every single item you're putting in your basket. It means you're financially free. There's no money worries at all. And I do believe that that is something that all women should call in, should invite in, should manifest, and to do it for ourselves, not to rely on a partner, not to rely on a parent. Um, and maybe not even to rely on a job. Maybe you're going to just completely cultivate this yourself. Maybe you're going to have your own business, right? If you have your own business, go ahead and put the letter B as in business, into the comments. How many people here actually have their own business? Like you created it, or you charge for something that you do, whether it's artwork or it's a service, whether it's doing Reiki treatments, or you create something beautiful and you sell it, or you sell food. Go ahead and put the B. Hey, Ivana, see you here. And Kat, yes. Okay, amazing. My friends, Alicia, Rebecca, I used to. Okay. Sean saying yes, a 5. Okay. Yeah. Nicole B. Awesome. I know. Look at you all, right? That's so incredible. That's amazing. To me, that, it's not easy to do that, because in a way it's easier to say have a 9 to 5 job and you're going to get a paycheck every 2 weeks. And we've all done that. So, but the dream is if you have your own business and you're making your own hours and you're making your own money, it's really fulfilling, because then it's more equal, right? Like however much you put out is how much you're going to get back. And it's so validating because you're doing ideally what you love, right? We want to make sure we're doing what we love, because you're going to be working your butt off. Okay, adventure. So just think about this one. And I know we've been struggling a bit with this, perhaps. The adventure piece, how fulfilled are you in adventure? Are you planning an adventure? So you're actually getting excited. Love it. Shannon saying B is coming next year. Ooh, you're working on it. I love it. So let's just go, we'll go more quickly through these. Hey, Suna, she's saying a 3. We got to get that number up, girl. She's only a 3. Okay, we want to get your number up here. So this is just really good because you're going to get that awareness, like where is there imbalance? And you might already be aware, but let's kind of support one another that we can actually get our numbers up really high for all of these. It's not just one way or the other. We deserve to have a high 10 in all of these. So physical, some of the women have been talking about health issues as well. If you have a health issue right now that you want healed and you want to be supported in, especially as we go into the ceremony tomorrow night and our meditation tonight, just put the letter H for health. Like you want to heal your health, put the letter H, like your physical health, right? Like you have an illness or an imbalance in your body. Our body always wants to come back to balance. Our brain is in charge of our body. Our brain knows exactly what to say to our body to get it back into balance. Really, no matter what we throw at it, whether it's drugs or alcohol or like sitting around or negative emotions, our brain is always getting our body back into balance. And there's such a mind body connection. This has been a big area of my study, the mind body connection, and how we feel can affect how our body feels. So if we let our mind be in charge of our body, like if say you're having a grumpy day and you're just feeling like, oh, nothing's going right here today, not feeling good, then your body start to have that feeling as well. And it's going to have this kind of create some energy inside the body that can create disease potentially. So we want to make sure the brain, I keep saying it over and over because I want you to get this, the brain is in charge of the body and the mind is in charge of your thoughts. Your mind is in charge of your thoughts. It's a different operating system. Yeah. Seeing a few. Nice. Good. Thanks, everybody. Lalise is saying mental health. Yes, mental health. Absolutely. Okay, emotional. So, where are you in the level of emotional fulfillment? Like you feel like you have surges of happiness every single day, no matter what's going on. You're feeling even keeled, you're happy, you're calm, life is good. And of course, there's always going to be the ups and downs. But what I really want you to strive towards is having the less of the downs and the more of the ups. And that's releasing all the negativity, the programming, the restraints around you, the energetic kind of restraints, anything that's draining you, any energy vampires, ancestral wounding, all of it, it's worth it to spend energy and time on so you get to the other side. Beautiful. And then spiritual well-being. How fulfilled are you in your spiritual life? You're here, so you're a very spiritual woman. You don't take this for granted. It's part of who you are. You know that your inner world is really powerful and it does affect your outer world. And you know that you have really good manifesting powers. If you're a really good manifester, put the letter M in. And this isn't bragging, it's just like something you can say about yourself. I'm a really good manifester. Like I always get the rock star parking. Like I can will the rock star parking. Put the letter M in. I always feel like I'm pretty good at that. I like to sing a little song when I'm going to find parking. I just make it up in the moment, but I'm like, I'm gonna find the rock star parking. And then I just imagine it or I envision it or I do a psychic read and like, and Matt's always amazed every single time. But we can find a spot, even at the busiest time at the beach, we can find a spot. So it's fun to practice just with these little things, right? Because then when we get to the bigger things, then it can be more challenging. Like, say you're wanting to get pregnant, you really want to have a baby, and it's probably not going to work just to sing the little song because you're probably going to have some things that are going on, some fears or concerns, or so we have to go a little deeper with our manifestation with some of the bigger things. And then purpose and passion. How fulfilled are you here? Hey, Janet, seeing lots of M's. Awesome. And I'm seeing another random singer. Love it. I know. I've been singing a lot lately. I just like, I feel like it like kind of gets the energy flowing, just making up my little songs in the car. Purpose and passion. Yeah, Jenny, I totally agree. Jenny saying random songs are the best. So how purposeful is your life feeling? I know when you have kids, sometimes it's challenging because your energy is so going to them, but I do think you can have both too. I see a lot of my friends doing that. I don't have my own children. I chose to make this my baby and to take care of lots of people in other ways. But I think it's possible to have both. And then service, being in service where you're like, you everyone here is a heart of gold. And when we're in service, it makes us feel so good. It makes us feel alive. It helps us feel present. It helps us just feel like this is what life is all about, to be in service. So this is huge. So if you're not in service at all, then I think we want to just kind of look around. There's always something to do, whether it's, checking in on a neighbor, or whether it's going to, an animal shelter and volunteering, or some kind of volunteering. I think the service is really huge. Or maybe you're going to give a friend a Reiki treatment, and you can do a long distance treatment. You don't even have to be together, right? So you can set it up. You could do it with your accountability partner. You could do something for each other, like a nice act of kindness, or maybe you're both Reiki practitioners and you're going to do a session for each other. That would be a kind of service. Yeah. And then legacy, if you're kind of over the 40-year-old mark, like you've been on the planet for 40 years or more, you're probably starting to feel into the legacy piece. Like, what am I leaving behind? What am I going to leave behind? And I think this does come in later years too, maybe in 70s, 80s, 90s. What am I leaving behind? So maybe it's going to be a book. Is there anyone here who's an author? Put a Y in, or you're thinking, even if you're just thinking about writing a book, put a Y into the comments. Gonna check. Someone's saying spirituality 5 to 6. Okay, well, you're here, so that's awesome. This is gonna get your number up. So legacy is, it could be writing a book, it could be your children. Legacy is something you're going to leave behind. My mom makes beautiful quilts and afghans. She knits a lot. So I feel that's a huge part of her legacy. And I love that because that's something that will, not that I want to talk about her dying or anything, but it is something that will last well beyond her, right? She actually just gave me this yellow and white striped afghan that she found. She saves all this stuff and she's very organized because she's a Virgo. And she found it in her basement, and it's my Afghan that I had when I was a little girl, like five. I think I was like between age 5 and 10. I always had that on my bed, and I had yellow flower wallpaper. So she just gave it back to me. So I'll probably have that thing forever. It'll outlive her for sure. So what's your legacy, and how fulfilled are you? Yeah, love it. Donna's saying, I've started making hand-bound books. What? That's so beautiful. I love it. That's incredible. Way to go. And Kimberly's saying, my herbal recipes. Oh, wow. That's so amazing. I love it. So many creative women here. This is incredible. I feel that creativity and the energy of creativity. It's just so beautiful. So that kind of gives us a perspective where we're at with our sense of balance, and maybe where we want to put some attention, because we deserve it, right? We deserve it. Just bring your awareness there. Okay, friends. So this is also in your workbook as well, and I did put a post earlier today. If you missed it, it's no problem. But I want you to be thinking about kind of stream of consciousness. Let's do this like little popcorn style into the comments. And I want you to just stream of consciousness, if it's possible right now, to type. Go ahead and just type anything you can think of. It could be in the same comment or multiple, what power is. So you don't even have to say power is, just type it in there. So power is, and then what comes to mind. And it's not a judgment thing like good or bad. It's more like just like how our world, how our society understands power or thinks what power is. So not even just your own definition, but just like the definition, what is power? Let's just have kind of a little brainstorm on this, because I want your conscious mind to have this awareness. Beautiful. Ooh, I'm seeing a lot of knowledge, well-being, freedom. That's beautiful. Freedom is choice. Security, energy, peace, abundance, freedom, confidence, and self love. Yes. Self love, financial freedom. Yes. Otherwise known as wealth. Control. Yeah. Control of money. Even these things that maybe we think of as negative here. Power is being fully aware of being within. Sovereignty. Yes. 100%. Power is freedom. Love. Yes. Love. Security. Absolutely. Connection to spirit, absolutely. Oh, yes. These are amazing, everybody. Oh, wow, amazing. I love it. Beautiful. Okay, so now we've kind of thought about this. So I want now take a moment. Your ego is not going to like this. It's going to distract you right now. It's going to be like, ooh, you should go to the bathroom right now. Don't do this one. So I want you to stay with me and just feel into this for yourself right now. Feel into this for yourself. I give my power away when I what's happening in your life? Maybe it's something in the past or maybe it's something current. I give my power away. So some of our most valuable, our most valuable thing is time. So it could be something like I give my power away when I agree to do things when I don't really want to do them and then I feel like I'm wasting my time or I give my power away. For me, I was feeling that subservience piece today, and I was just remembering how I used to give my power away to others when I would just kind of let other people decide for me what was happening, whether that was as a dancer and I was dancing in other choreographers' work. So I was just sort of, in a way, even giving my body away, like, okay, I'll do that move or I'll do this move. Or in a relationship where it's like they want to go somewhere or do something and you just go along with it because it's easy. That is giving your power away, right? So let's see what people are saying here. When I do what I think others want or expect me to do, Shannon's saying, and I don't listen to my own wants and needs. I think that's so, so common, right? And we're gonna flip this in a moment to get our power back. When I allow my mood to be changed by others. Yeah, Rebecca, that's huge. When I allow my mood to be changed by others. So we're empathetic, right? We're empaths here. So if someone comes into the room and they're all angry and frustrated, it's hard not to also feel that as well. So in that case, it would be about being neutral. And I love to teach this exercise called the body of glass, where you get to learn how to be neutral. And we call that neutrality in energy work. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling everybody here. I give my power away when I allow someone to wound me. And when we're in the guilt or shame patterns, we're sometimes unconsciously asking for punishment. And of course, we wouldn't do this consciously, right? But unconsciously, we're thinking, oh, maybe a bad person. I don't know. Like, and we might have been told this from religion. So we're feeling like, oh, I think I'm a bad person. And then I should be punished is the unconscious thought. And then that's when accidents happen. You step off the curb and you twist your ankle, or that's when people are mean to you or treat you badly, because in a way you're calling it in. You're calling it in because of the guilt. So this is why I keep emphasizing over and over the importance of saying no to that guilt. So anytime guilt comes up and the guilt shows up like, I should do this, I should do that, I should. That is guilt. That is guilt, right? So we want to let that go, be a little easier on ourselves, and then give yourself choices. Give yourself choices. So you're not punishing yourself. And I need to block. Cheryl's saying, I love this. Need to block the vampire bandits. Woo! Vampire bandits. That is a good term. I'm going to use that. Need to block those vampire bandits. Yeah. But you know what, Cheryl, it's actually, we want to also take accountability, right? And I've been in this case, so I know it well. So if well, I say vampires, you say bandits. If the vampire bandits are there, it's because we're allowing them to be there, and it's probably unconscious. So because we're helpers, we love to help people. Sometimes we attract people that even have narcissistic tendencies, right? They're gonna suck the life out of you, but you just see that they really want your attention. They need some support. They need help. And so we lean into that a little because we can. But then sometimes we get into a situation where all of a sudden we're feeling drained, we're tired, and we have to bring ourselves back to balance. So I think we want to be able to spot those people and also just say no to it. Like as soon as you get an inkling someone's trying to suck the life out of you, then that's when we have to stand up for ourselves. And sometimes that feels really bold, to step away from somebody like that and say, no, I'm not going on a second date with you, or no, that's okay. I don't really want to go anywhere with you, or no, I don't really want you to come over. And that can be challenging to do, right? Yeah. Mhm. And I'm seeing one here. Um, I feel guilty when I'm trying to improve myself and turn from others who are something to me, who are, I'm not sure what that says. Maybe you can tell me what that says, but I feel guilty when I'm trying to improve myself. That's interesting. Yeah. So sometimes we're like learning, we're lifelong learners, we're coming to this kind of training, and then we start to feel guilty because we're spending time on ourselves. We're putting ourselves first on our list instead of maybe taking care of others or doing things other people want us to do. So I think we have to say yes to our own sovereignty and our own needs, even if it sometimes means hurting other people's feelings, because we can't control how people will react or feel in the end anyway. So that's going to be up to them. So now this is the important piece, my friends. I want you to flip this around. So now I am powerful when I am powerful when I dot dot dot. The ego will also not want you to do this because if you do this, you will change. You will change. You will change very quickly and evolve very quickly. So now, if you're saying, okay, I feel guilty when I'm putting myself first on my list. So then the flip to that is you just reverse it and you say, I'm powerful when I make myself number one. When I make myself number one, that's when I'm powerful. Because can you feel that? Can you feel how that releases the guilt from it? It's like, of course I'm going to do that. I want to be powerful. I want all parts of me to be powerful, my immune system, my body, my mind, my mental health. I want everything to be powerful. I want my physical body to be powerful. I want all of it. And so what I need to do then is I need to actually put myself first on my list. And I'm not going to let anybody stop me, right? And no one can stop you because this is you. You have choice, you have free will, right? So go ahead and put it in. Ursula, I love that. Ursula is saying, I'm powerful when I let myself shine. For so many years as a dancer, I dimmed my shine because I didn't want the other girls to feel bad around me. But I've learned to shift that. I realize that if I'm vibrant and bright and I show up and I stand in my power in front of you, then I hope that I bring a little bit of inspiration and learning to others, right? If I just, stayed at home and didn't learn how to do any of this and kept my computer closed, I wouldn't be here. So this is extremely powerful when we let our light shine. Shannon saying, I'm powerful when I listen to and act on my intuition. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Oh my gosh. To me, I get so excited about that because that's the key to everything. Intuition, intuitive intelligence is the key to unleashing your power. If there's one word, it's intuition, right? Love it. Amanda, when I sing and dance, yay, we're going to be doing that tomorrow. So that's going to be amazing. Christine, self-care a couple days in a row. I self-care. Oh, that's amazing. I love it. And a couple days in a row. Awesome. Not just one day. Beautiful. So if we're going to put this, thanks, Hannah. If you're going to put this in one word now, what is your word? So Shannon, maybe yours is intuition. Ursula, maybe your word is power is shining. What is the one word? Because this is something you're going to want to anchor into over the coming days. For me, when I first did this exercise many years ago, what came up for me was actually vulnerability because I realized I was giving my power away when I wasn't speaking my truth, when I was guarded, when I kept the guards up and I pretended I was strong and stoic. So that actually was giving my power away. And power to me was vulnerability. Because when I was open with my heart and my emotions and I could speak my truth, then I felt like I was respecting myself, that I was strong, and that I did have an inner strength. So vulnerability could be your word. We've got manifest, empowerment, self trust, action, intuitions, joy. Yeah, see if you can put it into one word. I know it can be challenging, but I want you to really try it because this is something you're going to be able to sink your teeth in coming days. Confidence, yes. Authentic, yes. So it is, my friends. Yes. This is a way of reclaiming our power because when you put this in, there's so many other women here are going to resonate, not just with your word, but every single word. Balance, acceptance. Yes. Strength, love, successful. Yes. How many people sabotage, self sabotage around success, right? We talked a little bit about that yesterday. So we want to have the breakthroughs. We want to get ourselves to a place of fulfillment in all those areas. And it really starts with owning your power, defining it for yourself, and then committing to it. It's easy to fall off the wagon with this. It's easy. It's easy. And you have to stay the course and you have to have an intention and you have to have a plan in place and you have to have skills and tools and you have to have community, right? So the number four, power is to me, that's what we were just defining is the one word. Yeah. And Tash is agreeing with me with the vulnerability. Yeah. And it's tough, but I feel it really, even at the workplace, like just letting people know, like, hey, I'm not feeling very good today, or whatever the case may be, right? Instead of having that stoic facade that I used to have. I realized it wasn't serving me and it was actually hurting me. So how you do something one way is how you will do it another. We're going to shift gears a little bit. So if you keep a really neat and tidy and organized house, I love using this example, then chances are you're also kind of clearing the cobwebs within yourself and your own mind. Or if you're a little bit on the messy side, then chances are your mind is a little bit cluttered as well. So, my advice to everybody is to get super organized in every single area of your life. And a way to do this, and you have this in your workbook, challenge you to do it, is make a list of 100 incompletes and start ticking them off the list. So, an incomplete is something that you said you were going to do, but you haven't done it. We all have a few things, right? So maybe you want to go through your sock drawer and get rid of the socks you don't wear, the ones that have holes, but you're putting it off because it's out of sight, out of mind. But it still takes up a little bit of energy. It's like energy being taken away from you in the background. So, this, if you're just going to do one thing to change your life and you started here because it's so practical, we can all kind of start to do this, right? It will have huge effects because we don't live in a vacuum. When you clear something out physically, you're making space for something else to come in. And when you're clearing something out, like you're taking a bunch of stuff to the thrift store, you're also kind of doing that in your mind too. It's like, oh, I don't have to worry about that or think about that anymore. Tick it off the list. It's done. And you're creating energetic space within you. So if you're really manifesting something in your life, I think this is huge. This is where I start. So what I do is pick a closet or I pick a room and I just go to town and I also listen to prosperity affirmations at the same time because usually it's related to finances or wealth or calling something in more prosperity. So creating space for that prosperity to come in, I think is huge. Just such a simple one, right? So, my friends, the 9 stages of sovereignty. If you have your workbook, you can jot this down, or if you want to jot it down on a piece of paper, I think it's beautiful to remember this. First of all, there's some pain, like we have an urge to heal ourselves or to seek out help because we realize we're suffering, we feel fragile, we feel like something's up that we can't control. This has to occur in order to create change in our life and to head towards sovereignty. So too is the support. Then you reach out, right? You reach out. You're like, oh, I got to seek out some expertise and knowledge and wisdom around this, and maybe get some healing. And then when you do this, you're going to learn something. And you're also going to reconnect to your own instincts because all of a sudden you're listening more. You're like, oh, I'm suffering here. Like, I got to really listen to myself. What's going on here? Because only you truly know. You're the best person to understand yourself. And so then you find your inner compass. And from there, now you're realizing, oh, I actually have more control over my life than I thought. And I can actually make really good decisions. But now I'm in transition because things are falling away that aren't important anymore. And I'm in a transition. I'm at a crossroads. I'm not too sure what's going to happen, where I'm going to go, or where this is leading. Number five, then you take those next bold steps and you're feeling more authentic. You're feeling like, hey, this is actually the path. Like, I feel like I just got on the path. Here I am. And I'm feeling authentic and actually safe to just be myself. And then when you start to feel safe to just be yourself, then there's a passion bubbling up. There's something in you that's like getting revved up, some energy, some juice, like, ooh, this seems like it's going to be fun. Like, what are we doing now? And then seven is the bold action. You're like, okay, what are we doing now? Let's do something. Let's do something. And then you're like, oh, I just had an amazing idea. I'm going to do this. And then you start to do it. And the universe starts to co create with you to do everything it can to make sure you succeed. And then that's when you're in service because now you've created it. Now you have faith. Now you trust in the universe. You trust in yourself and you are in service and you're making a difference in the world, which brings the most joy. The most joy. When you are in service, that is when you will experience the most joy. Right? So these are the 9 stages. This is where it starts. So the pain isn't negative. It's just alerting you to, hey, something needs to change here. And then you get to go through these stages and it's all part of the process. And maybe it will start again. This might not just be a one-time deal, right? Because we're always evolving, always changing, always going up those levels of consciousness, right? Cheryl's saying, starting a list. I have a lot to do. Yeah, I'm not trying to overwhelm you with those incompletes. Oh my gosh. And it's just I want you to wrap your mind around creating spaciousness and making yourself a priority, freeing up some energy to go towards this, not the guilt and not the crap in your junk drawer, towards the things that are important. So, how do I journey through these stages elegantly and also stay the course? Like, how do we do this? How do we stay with it? Because this is not easy. I know there's going to be part of me that's going to be self sabotaging the whole way through. So, what the heck do I do? And also, you're aware that you're living a complex lifetime. Most people do not think about spirit guides. Most people don't think about Akashic records, making an altar, who I was in a past life. Most people do not think this. So you're living a complex lifetime because you have an awareness of your soul, the expansion of your soul, the quantum time of your soul back and forward in time, and you right here. And you've had some mystical experiences or some spiritual awakenings, and you're living a complex lifetime. So if you can make yourself into a sovereign goddess, and that's kind of where we're going with this, right? And the way to do that, I want to share with you exactly the way I teach to do this. And I'll give you as much as I can right now because I want to get into our meditation. Your psychic powers, this is huge. We've been talking about intuition tonight as a power, as power. Your psychic powers, your intuitive intelligence is huge. And this includes chakra healing and balancing, the spirit guides, past lives, soul retrieval, Akashic records, inner child healing, future self healing, all of it. And Lori, one of my good friends, I just want to share her story. Lori's gone through our programs and she had this experience in her 20s where she had her third eye really open and expand. And it actually scared her because she wasn't supported in it. It just kind of happened spontaneously. And then she was kind of walking around with this kind of open third eye and awareness and seeing spirits and ghosts and things. And she didn't know what to do with it. And there was no one around to talk to about it. And so she shut it down. She kind of made this pact with the universe, like, hey, no, not doing that. This is too scary. and she just shut it down. Has anyone else had this experience? You can just drop a why into the comment if this has happened to you, that you purposely shut it down, like, no, I don't want to see ghosts, or no, I don't want to be this sensitive, and you just shut it down, right? But what she's learned by coming through some of the work that she's done with me is just how to actually control it, how to be masterful of it, how to be elegant with it, and how to use it for the good of her life and the good of others. And she just recently she owned a home, and she sold it, and she got all this cash for it she wasn't expecting, and now she's just kind of thinking like, oh, I'm going to retirement, I have all this extra cash. So her life, she's just doing amazing, and I'm just, yeah, really super excited for her. And the Light Council of Goddesses, when we work with goddess archetypes, it's incredible because you're getting the medicine of these feminine, divine, feminine superstars. It's like welcoming in a team of superstars that love you and that have certain magical powers. Does anyone here have a goddess that they specifically love? Either one of the Hindu or dark or Egyptian or Celtic or ascended masters? Go ahead and put her in. I love Isis. I'm going to show you. I've got my little Isis statue. I always have her on my altar, always have her close by. I love her. She's my gal, she's my goddess. I love them all. And in our priestess school, we work with a whole council of them, but we all kind of, sometimes you just really feel that you like one in particular. And I think there's a reason. I do have some past life memories of being part of a Isis temple. Samantha, this is another woman that's gone through her programs. Just want to share a little bit about her story. She had a really serious illness, and it kind of woke her up. That was her spiritual awakening. And she came out of it. She had surgery, and she came out of it, and she's all okay now, and she's thriving. But she was really stuck in her head. She really is a thinker. She's a computer programmer. Some of you know Samantha, so you know her. She's super smart, but really in her head, and she was having a hard time trusting her intuition. So when she came to me, she just knew she needed to get the trust level up and the intuition and learn intuition. And so we worked together a lot, and she definitely got that up. She got really good with her oracle cards, especially, and her pendulum. She has like a no fail pendulum. She 100% believes the answers that she gets from her pendulum. And since graduating from the program, she actually has manifested her dream house, and she just recently manifested her dream job as a computer programmer and designer, and actually moved. It's an international job, and she just moved, so her life is just completely expanded and opened, and so amazing to see. Because when you have the intuition piece, again, it's unlocking your power, unlocking this ability to trust, to know the best solution to the problems that are coming in, right? And the other things I'll just touch on briefly because I want to move us forward is the body temple power. We need to be in our bodies. And that's why the women working with me do Pilates 3 days a week with me, because I want you to be strong in your core, your body. Sisterhood power, coming together in sisterhood to keep each other accountability. This is all helping you to stay the course, right? And then sacred site power. Let's click into here. This is really fun. Maybe you've never heard of this. So the chakras of the planet. So if you imagine that there's chakras all across the globe, these like pools of energy, right? Like our chakras are dynamic. They're energetic centers. So the root is Mount Shasta. I'll make this a little bigger for us. The root chakra, woo, that's big. Mount Shasta in California. Has anyone been to Mount Shasta before? That's someplace I really want to go. I haven't been there. And the sacral is Lake Titicaca in Bolivia. Also haven't been there. Heart is Glastonbury, England. And also, I want to add that the heart is also the sister city of this is Sedona, Arizona. And throat, the Great Pyramid in Egypt. Third eye, Glastonbury, England. Crown, Mount Kailas in Tibet. I think that's such a beautiful kind of feel, just even feeling into it. So nice. It's like, oh, there's these like amazing spiritual centers that are kind of supporting the whole planet. And we can feel into them quantumly without going. But when you actually go physically, I think that's really beautiful. Has anyone been to any of these and loved them and felt the energies? Has anyone been to any of these places? You can just let us know if you have any little stories or feelings about the energy. That would be amazing. So let's see here. Here's a little fun little map. It shows us. You can see they're quite spread out. Jen, Jenny is saying, I'm going to click over here. Sedona's vortexes are amazing. Woo, yes, they are. I've been there many times and love it. Jenny, how would you describe the vortex energy? How would you describe it? Like to you, what is the feeling of it? I'd be curious to know. To me, felt like it was just like so relaxing, just like a kind of like calmness, or like I almost felt like time was slowed down, like a sense of like, "Ooh, I'm just kind of going a little slower here." Um, and oh, Nicole's saying, why are the heart and third eye the same? Yeah, that's a good question. They're both Glastonbury. It's just that's what they say it is. Yeah, that's interesting. So Glastonbury has extra superpowers, and that's another place that I would love to go as well. Oh, here we go. Jenny is saying airy like floating bubbles. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, like a lightness. That's amazing. So when we go to these sacred places and we meditate, we call in our guides, we do our processes, we do our rituals and heal. And in sisterhood, I think it's extra powerful, extra special, plus just incredibly beautiful. Christine is saying, I would love to see all of them. Yeah, me too. We should go on a global tour. Love it. Okay, my friends, we're going to come out here. Okay, I'm going to close this down. That's a lot of information for tonight. Let's do a guided meditation to close out our time together. So, this isn't the kind of meditation like where you're emptying your mind. I mentioned that last night. So, it's not the kind of Zen meditation where you're like, our mind must be empty. To me, that's a masculine way of doing this. This is more like let's work on the intuition piece, amplify the intuition, and see what messages are kind of just right there waiting for us, maybe from the ancestors, maybe from our goddess, maybe from the goddess we met last night. If you were here last night, you met a guide, a goddess guide, and we'll call her in again to see if there's anything there that she wants us to know as we're deepening into a relationship with her, and specifically around the ancestral healing. Whew, and then leaning into the sovereignty or anything that's been coming up for you as I've been speaking. There will be some energies coming in that want to be known. Okay, beauty. So a couple easy deep breaths. I'm gonna do another little quick smudge here. So I just have my little smudge stick and a candle. It's been burning for us this whole time. And we want to remember to do the ritual of an offering to the ancestors as well. Maybe even tonight as the moon is coming out, you could go down and maybe put a little water or something into your garden with intention, or a little bit of food out by a tree for the ancestors, a little cookie. Okay, so easy deep breaths. And grounding to begin. This is very important that we're grounding. I want you to see yourself as a color right away. I've been seeing myself as this salmony orange color. Good. Deep breath. And let's go ahead and return to that temple. Imagine that you're inside a beautiful temple, a sacred space, a mystical space and place. And feeling into the energy. Maybe there's some images popping in, or sounds, or feelings. Does it have a specific feeling to it? Like when you walk in a room, you can Sense what the vibe is of that room. What's the vibe of this temple now? Let's have our collective intention that we are enhancing sovereignty. And which area of your life do you specifically want to enhance now? Was it relationships, finances, emotions? And call in the elements, the energy of earth, and water, air, and fire. And feel yourself as the fifth element. The spirit, the ether, your authentic essence. And scan your body. And which chakra are you most aware of, or which one just lights up? Maybe a light appears in that particular chakra. The first one that pops in, the first one that comes to mind. And just stay with that chakra. Maybe it's the head or throat, heart, solar plexus, navel, and sacral, or root. Is there a texture, color, emotion, shape? Imagine you could go into the chakra like it's a room in a house. And you step inside this room that belongs to you. This is your room, your space. And you look around, noticing the architecture, furniture. Maybe you haven't been there for a long time. And you're going to do some spring cleaning, just using your playful imagination. Perhaps open a window, light a fire in the fireplace. Cleaning, clearing, enhancing this room. And you notice a bookcase on one side filled with books. And you walk over to the books now. And these books are wisdom around sovereignty, power, happiness, fulfillment, standing on your own 2 feet, listening to your heart, feeling free. There's ancient wisdom. And you feel your fingers running along the spines of the books. And you intuitively choose one book. Bringing it down from the shelf, holding it in your hands. Is it thick or thin, leather bound or paper, new or old? Perhaps there's a smell, the way books can have a smell sometimes. And you're going to randomly flip open your book, holding the book before you. And like invisible ink, words appear on the page, providing you with some wisdom, some new information, or some insight, some clarity around how to be more in charge of your own life and how to feel more free. As if you're asking the book, what is needed now? What is needed? And allow the words to appear or to drop into you, a knowing, a feeling, or even an image to appear, a symbol, a sign. Observing, noticing, breathing, and visualizing for a moment now this bridge before you. And on the other side of the bridge is that future self, that future version of you that has already achieved everything you're hoping for now. She's there. Notice she's waving at you or gesturing to you or saying hello. She's still there. And what is the feeling within you as you imagine that you could become her? How do you feel? Does it feel like it's going to be a lot of work, or it's impossible, or it's easy, or like it'll take a long time, or it would be quick? What is the quality of your emotional state as you imagine being able to walk across that bridge and become her? And then feel behind you and notice your ancestors there now. As we called them in earlier, your helpful, loving ancestors. As though if you turn to look behind you over one shoulder, you would see that they're lined up behind you, as if they're urging you forward, nudging you forward. Behind you, they've got your back. They're cheering you on. They want you to take a step. And is it possible in this moment to take a step forward, either onto the bridge, closer to the bridge, or even a few steps? And as you stand there where you are, feel that you're holding something in your arms now. So it's like a folded blanket or something that you've been kind of gripping onto, holding onto tight as you've been walking. Perhaps you notice what that object is. And you feel an urge to release it, either to set it down or to chuck it over that bridge. Maybe you're doing it delicately, or maybe you're resistant, you can't let it go. And ask yourself now, what is this that I'm resisting letting go of? What in my life am I resisting letting go of? Something that's inevitable. It needs to be released. It wants to be released. Part of you know it's going to be released, but there's some resistance. That old pain, a situation that's occurring. And remember, this isn't about logic, it's about energy and imagination and intuition. And harnessing energy to support without needing to figure it out. Let that object come down, go down, maybe by your feet or off the bridge now. And can you imagine yourself standing free of that object and burden? And let your chest be open and bright in that image now. Let your body fill with gold light to support in that change, that shift, that release. Notice your future self again. She's proud of you. She's happy. She's patient. She's waiting. And your goddess is there with you now. This beautiful goddess support, divine feminine love, like a summer breeze. A warmth of love dancing around your body. You feel taken care of, appreciated and valued in this moment. And go ahead and ask her, what is my next bold step? What do you think my next bold step is? What do you want of me? What would you have me know or do? And listen for her response. Feel, take a moment. She's showing you something now. And imagine the liberation and freedom that you will have. Feel it like you have it now, a newfound liberation. Embody it, feel it like a bird taking flight, free, high in the sky. There's perspective, flight and ease, air. Remember your word of power. Was it joy, authenticity, courage, vulnerability? Let the transmission of that word come into your body. Let it weave into you, your word. And grounding, earth energy rising into you from the soul of the land that you are on. Feeling yourself in the temple once again, thanking the elements, bringing great gratitude to all the spiritual support, all the wisdom, downloads, activation and remembrance, communication with your soul, time with yourself. And one more time, practice receiving in the love of this sisterhood, this temple, this incredible space of loving women. Receive, receive, receive the medicine that is here for you now. I allow myself to receive. I deserve. It's not selfish to receive. As much as you give, you receive. This reciprocity, balance, flow, and ease. Beginning to return slowly, slowly to this time, place, space, and dimension. Allowing our Akashic records to be updated as we've shifted and changed energetically. And offering this positive, loving energy as a blessing to all beings, all sentient beings on the planet. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Blessed be, my friends. Really return now. Incredible work. Bring yourself back. Move your body. Deep breaths. If you do need to be alert after this, please have that intention for yourself. I'm calm, grounded, and alert. I want you to see yourself as a color. This is really important that we separate out energetically because we've been kind of dancing together energetically. Go ahead and make yourself a color. Also, thanking the ancestors that are nudging behind you. They so want you to succeed. Even thank your future self. You may be tuning into her more in coming days, either on your own or with me. So, bring in that gratitude. Remember those 5 things you were grateful for at the very beginning of our time together tonight. Remember those things. Let the gratitude fill you up. Beautiful. And our secret word for tonight is the word spreading, like you're spreading love, spreading. So go ahead and put the word into the comments. And I'm going to check her comments as well, see how everybody is doing. And Marianne was asking me about the secret word. I'm glad you asked because sometimes I do forget. So, secret word is spreading. You can put that into the comments. Love it. Someone's saying that meditation felt sublimely perfect. Yay, so happy. Love it. Janet saying spreading. Hannah's saying, whoa, I was like half a step ahead of her sometimes. Woo, cool. Interesting to see how far you could get on the bridge, right? Just to notice maybe that there could be some resistance, or it's just sometimes it just takes time and patience to get to where we want, and of course intention. And we want to know that we're releasing the blocks along the way so that we're getting there, so we're not holding on to burdens or energetic blocks that are holding us back. We're having that courage to release them energetically so that then it can really positively impact our life, right? So secret word is spreading. And just scrolling down, does anyone have anything else to share about the meditation? Any observations or comments? Just let me know. Elizabeth saying, I felt so much connection. That's amazing. And I know a lot of us are definitely craving connection after this last year. And I'm gonna make the winner. I have to find somebody. I'm gonna find somebody. I'm gonna scroll. It's gonna be whoever I can see first here. The winner is Ivana. Ivana, you are the winner of the prize. Amazon gift card. Alicia is going to be sending that to you. And I believe we have your email. So we're going to send that to you by email. So that will come either tonight or tomorrow. So congratulations, Ivana. You're the winner. Yay. So Christine's saying I kept yawning. Yes. If you get tired or you even fall asleep, during our meditations, just know that that is so normal and it's actually a really awesome thing. We call that the hypnagogic state where you're kind of awake, kind of asleep. It's like Charlie Brown's teacher in the background. You can hear something, but maybe you're not sure. That's actually a powerful state to be in. That's when your brain is in this kind of alpha wave state, and you're more likely to experience a shift of your energy, a change within you. So that's actually not a bad thing. And you can always come back, watch the replay, and do it in a more conscious state. You could do it while you're gardening or washing the dishes and really listen again if you wanted to, but you don't need to. But I do recommend going back to the meditations again to take them higher, deeper, and wider. Because it's kind of like peeling back the layers of the onion. You'll get a little deeper each time. Amazing. Natasha sharing. I saw that I was holding onto a book that had the word excuses as a title. Whoa, Natasha, that's amazing. I was able to set the book down and it felt so amazing. Wow, what beautiful awareness. Oh my gosh. Way to go for seeing that, because those are the kinds of things we don't want to see about ourselves, right? Like we're making excuses for things, like an excuse not to do this or not to do that. And that's beautiful. So when you notice yourself making an excuse, really kind of get the insight and perspective, like step out of yourself and then maybe make a different decision, right? Thank you for saying that. That's amazing. Oh, someone's asking about Aphrodite as a deity. Woo, I'm excited for you. Aphrodite is so powerful. Of course, she's the goddess of love. She's connected to Venus and another goddess, Inanna. A lot of rebirth energies. If you feel into her, you might choose to meditate with her a little bit more and just notice how she wants to support you. I think she often comes in when self love is needed. So, this self appreciation, this tending back to ourselves, remothering ourselves. I think she's one of my favorite goddesses. I think she's amazing. So, if she's coming to you, there is so a reason. First step, get on Google, start to look her up and see what's kind of resonating for you, or maybe some oracle cards that have her in them, or get on Pinterest and then just feel into what resonates for you. I think it's so individual, right? There's an energy that comes with Aphrodite, energy that comes with her, and you can feel into that. And that's the gnosis, Gnosis, the gnosis, meaning because these things aren't really written down, we get to remember through getting into these deep states. So my goal and my talent is to be able to get you into a deep state. So I love it when I see people are falling asleep, because I'm like, okay, my job is done, I did it. Because then you can have that gnosis and remembrance of these goddesses and how they want to help you. And it's such a relief. It truly has changed my life, feeling into these goddesses and teaching about them, and channeling them essentially, and bringing their wisdom through and into my life. And that's helped me find my own sovereignty, and truly stand on my own 2 feet, and figure out what the heck self happiness is, not what someone else wants from you, but actually what do I want, and then realizing I can actually do that, so let's do it. And it takes some bold action steps almost every single day. It's not an easy path, but it sure is fun. It is really fun having your own business. And someone's saying, I have a sigil of Aphrodite. Oh, I love that. That's amazing. That would be fun to play with the sigils with the goddesses too. I haven't done that before. I'm going to try that. Thank you. Just going to check another one here and then we'll call it a night. Thank you so much, my friends, for staying all the way to the end. Once I get going, I just have so much to share. I always think, okay, we're just going to do an hour, and then it's way longer. So thank you for being patient. I absorbed a green book filled with changing symbols and sizes and had it join in with my body. The book said power, love, trust, be, F them all. And then a sword over the bridge to help cut through the effery, and then absorbed the sword into my body. Both can be accessed at any time. What? That is so powerful. Oh my gosh. Green book, changing symbols, sword. That's incredible. There is so much power and a sword, that discernment for you, right? Like discerning what is okay for you and what's not. And there is a feeling of change in there too. Like you can change whenever you want. You can change your mind whenever you want. You can create your life any way you want, and you're not going to take crap from other people. That's so amazing. Yeah, that's so awesome, my friends. Wow. I love that you're sharing these. Thank you. I know that it's such a like personal story, but it's so fun to hear and you're helping others by sharing. Hey Mary, Mary's saying I was carrying a weight like an anvil. Wow. I wanted to throw it over, but I just set it down and felt free. Wow, that's so beautiful. Yes, imagine we're carrying this stuff with us, and a lot of this is ancestral. And so we're like putting it down. We're saying, nope, done with that. And we're liberating ourselves to move forward. Amazing. Thank you, my beauties. We're going to call it a night and we'll be back here on Zoom. And I'll get Alicia to drop in the Zoom here if you want to grab it right now, the link. Or you can also just check in the group again and also check your email. We're coming at you every possible way because we want to make sure you can find us. 5 o'clock Pacific time on Zoom. Remember, you can always Google the time if you need to find out the time conversion. Just Google it. So 5 p.m. Pacific time, that's on Friday. We're having Friday night dance party under the moon. We're going to harness these energies of the moon and do deep ancestral healing. I'm also going to ask if anyone has a story, an ancestral wounding story that they want to share. So make a post here in the group and you can put it in the thread. And what we're going to do is I'm going to pick one of them to dance out and to heal. So I'll support you in the healing of this story. So it could be something that occurred in your background or something that's really challenging to let go of from the ancestry specifically. It could be a story you really know about, or you're just feeling there's a cycle in you can't seem to break, and you want to kind of explore it. I'm going to support you in that tomorrow night. I'll pick one, and we'll play with it in the ceremony, and we'll have the whole sisterhood giving you a healing. So it's quite powerful. So I'll invite you to do that in a post in a moment. You're welcome, Elizabeth. Thanks, Hannah, Jen. So many people saying thank you. You're welcome, everybody. Kimberly, oh, so nice, everybody. Thanks, Alicia. Alicia's sharing the link. And I know I want you to feel comfortable that you have it. So if you want to grab it, you can grab it now. Otherwise, you'll be able to find it as well here and in your email. Okay, I'm going to read all these. I'm seeing lots of amazing stories. Okay, I'll let you go, and then I'm going to come back in and check out all your stories. Okay, good night, my dears. Have a beautiful evening. Blessed be, blessed be. Bye.